Adoa TV, bringing good things. Adoa TV, bringing good things to life.
Hello there, it's the second day of October 2021. Good evening and thanks for joining us on today's news bulletin. This is the evening news coming to you live from our studios at the John Evans Fifth Mills High Street in Accra. The news is proudly sponsored by Blue City Ties and Accessories, CB Herbal, Asatec Roofing Sheet and Cookware, and Sonotech Medical and Diagnostic Center. We at Sonotech are giving a 50% discount on all ultrasound and 20% discount on all mammogram from the 1st to 30th of October. My name is Jonathan Amma.
And my name is Cassandra. Could you remember we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at Adoatv Ghana.
Now the headlines. Coming up, plans underway to acquire bigger presidential jet as stated by Mr. Eugene Ain.
And in the latest development of Kaka's death, findings of a jury committee have blamed it on the family feud.
And now in the world of business, Bank of Ghana to phase out 1 cedi note and then the 2 cedis note as Ghanaians share mixed feelings on that. We have the details of that and more right in the news bulletin. You stay. Thanks for staying with us. Remember, this is your hub of comprehensive and compendious news update. Now the news in detail. Director of Communications at the Presidency, Mr. Eugene Ain, has disclosed that the government has commenced plans to purchase a new presidential jet to cater for presidential travels. According to him, the Defense Minister, Dominic Nito, has already begun the processes for Ghana to procure a new jet. However, he noted that when the sector minister gets the opportunity, he will give further information on what government is doing in that respect.
It was recalled that President Akufo-Addo has come under fire from the Member of Parliament from North Tongue, Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, who for his foreign trips instead of using the existing one presidential jet. The government had explained that the current presidential jet was not convenient for official trips as it couldn't take more numbers and had limited facilities for the comfort of a president. Answering the question on whether the government intended buying a bigger aircraft to accommodate the president and his entourage on official foreign trips as the current presidential jet had proven inadequate for the purpose. He disclosed that the government has commenced plans to purchase a new presidential jet to cater for presidential travels, explaining that the move to get a bigger fit-for-purpose aircraft was part of a cost-saving measure on the travels of the president and other key state functionaries. However, he noted that when the sector minister gets the opportunity, he will give further information on what government is doing in that respect.
Daniel, you would recollect President John Ejiogun left office in 2008. It had procured 2 jets, the current Falcon and then a bigger Embraer, if I'm not mistaken. And for one reason or another, the bigger jet was cancelled and we were left with this particular one here. I don't know what I mean. Obviously, it would have made much more economic sense to keep the bigger one, because obviously when that happens, when you're traveling with your delegation, and as you know, you don't have to send media people ahead of time. All of you can just go at a go. Saves cost and everything. But well, it has happened, and you collect that the Minister for Defense has made it clear that government has decided to buy a bigger jet to save us from all these troubles. I wouldn't want to go into details. I'm sure when the Minister for Defense has the opportunity to give further information as to what government is doing with respect to that, I'm sure he'll do that. But I know for a fact that yes, as he has rightly indicated, government is already in the process of acquiring a bigger jet for use.
Touching on issues arising from the appointment of Metropolitan Municipal and District Assemblies Chief Executives (MMDCEs), Mr. Ahin dismissed the allegation that some of the MMDCEs nominated by the President were not originally shortlisted for those positions. He said the claim by some civil society organizations CSOs that about 44% of the MMDCEs were not recommended by the three-member committee that vetted their nominations, and the 10% of the nominees did not apply for the positions was false.
Sure, this civil society organization based its assertions on a leaked report that supposedly shortlisted a number of applicants for the various districts or municipalities, and reasons were given as to why those persons were shortlisted. I can say on authority that that report was not the report that was submitted to the President. The report that was submitted to the President, indeed, there are only two copies, himself and then one in the possession of the Deputy Chief of Staff. That's the report they worked on. So if the civil society organization is basing its analysis on the leaked report, then obviously they are completely wrong, completely mistaken, because that was not the report that was finally submitted to the President. And secondly, let's make it clear, the Constitution makes it very clear that the executive authority resides only in the President. He's the only one who has the power to hire and fire his appointees. He's the only one. The reports that was submitted to him by the Damboche-led committee, if I should use these words, were only, let's say, mere guidelines to him as to what was pertaining in those particular districts or municipalities or in the metropolitan areas. He's the one who decides. They are his appointees. So he's not first and foremost bound by the comments or by the report of, or by the recommendations of any report that's submitted to him. He's not bound by those recommendations at all. He decides what he has to do. If he believes, for example, the committee recommended that in Lejokuku, for example, Jefferson Saki, Kofi Japan are the ones who are supposed to be there, and he believes no, there's somebody else who is much more competent than these persons. He has every right whatsoever to appoint that person.
Moving on, the Right to Information Commission has finally commissioned its operational head office in Accra, Ghana, to further enhance the work of the commission. The commission, which is to serve as an oversight body for implementation of the Right to Information Act, was transacting mostly online after a year into coming to being of the RTI law. The head office complex, which is located at Airport West residential area, was officially commissioned by the Minister of Information, Mr. Kojo Nkrumah.
Nkrumah mentioned the inauguration of the 7-member board sworn in by President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo on October 19, 2020, in accordance with Section 40 of Act 989, as one of the successors of the Commission, which served as an independent oversight body to promote, monitor, protect, and enforce the right to access to information that was granted to any person under Article 21, Subsection 1, Subsection F of the 1992 Constitution. He also explained that the Commission had since its inauguration submitted its annual report for 2020, which covered the period including June 2021, as required by Section 64 of the Act 989, and had been embarking on a number of activities, including the determination of matters that had come before it. Mr. Nkrumah hence noted that the official opening of the Commission's head office was another significant milestone in the implementation roadmap and demonstration of government's commitment to transparent and accountable governance in the fight against corruption.
Refer to it in his response. When the information needed is urgent or is expressed to be urgent, then it has to be done within 48 hours. So even the 14 days that the law provides, it can be done earlier. Exactly. It can be done earlier, depending on the person or the information of the processing the request.
He commended the chairman and members of the RTI Governing Council for the work done so far and hoped that they would continue to work tirelessly to safeguard the integrity of the RTI Act.
So it's not casting maybe iron and brass, whatever. It is a very simple matter. It is you're giving 14 days to be given a response. But it can be done earlier. Why not? I think in such cases, our relationships with whoever is processing the matter is also very important. Right. And in any case, we should also be alive to this fact that this is a new area. The people we are working with have for so long been basically averse to releasing information. So how do I approach people so that they become maybe releasing the information so hard and fast? We can be done earlier than the time given. But if the person wants to stick to the law, then I think that is what the law says. We only have to maybe press for an amendment to.
Right. Thank you very much. Yes. And we are live on GBC.
Lastly, he reiterated the President's call to the Commission to ensure that their work was guided by the rule of law, adherence to freedom of expression, and unequivocal attachment to justice.
To expect. We have heard so far, and running through is education about the law. What else?
Well, the information can only go out through the media. So we are providing maybe the raw materials. But if the information does not get to the people it is meant for, not even those in the cities alone, but this information should go down to the villager in maybe my village somewhere, so that we also become, and until that is done, I don't think we will have.
Also, Mr. Yao Sapon, the Executive Secretary for the RTI Commission, said regional and district offices were due to be open in the near future across the country and officially welcome the public to its head office to access its services.
Here, the chairman of the RTI Commission, His Lordship.
But they should also know what is happening and the steps to be taken in ensuring that the right thing is done. So
now over to the northern region, and after a hectic day at the Tamale Metropolitan Assembly and counting of ballots over yes and no votes, President nominee Honorable Sule Salifu has been confirmed as mayor of Tamale by a 40 out of 49 votes and have therefore called for togetherness for the common interest of Tamale.
Honorable Sule Salifu has been confirmed as the mayor of the Tamale Metropolitan Assembly with 40 votes out of 59 votes After his confirmation, he advised assembly members of the metropolis to offer him ideas and initiatives that would propel the development of Tamale. Honorable Suli charged them not to hesitate to count on him when the need arises. Addressing the assemblage after his swearing-in ceremony as chief executive, Honorable Suli admonished staff of the assembly to consider the goals of Tamale first instead of their political colors.
Honorable assembly members of this August House, I must indicate that I'm overjoyed by the massive endorsement given me. This is a clear manifestation and demonstration of you people accepting me into your fold to chart the course of development for the Tamale Metropolitan Assembly. Undoubtedly, you have the opportunity to be in the assembly's system before me, so I hope to count very much on you for guidance and support for the Tamale Metropolitan Assembly to achieve the desired goals.
He used the opportunity to thank the President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, for nominating him for the Tamale Metropolis, and also the Northern Regional Minister, party executives, and assembly members who affirmed his confirmation.
In a secular setting, I cannot but express my heartfelt gratitude to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, for catching his eyes and nominating me to occupy this enviable and challenging position as Metropolitan Chief Executive of Tamale Mayor Assembly. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, that I will not let you down for the confidence and trust reposed in me as your representative. That notwithstanding, I also wish to thank my regional minister, Honorable Alhaji Shani Shahid Walasan, the regional and constituency executives of the New Patriotic Party, for rallying support behind me for the nomination and my confirmation as well.
Honorable Sule noted his commitment to always seek guidance and support from assembly members to realize the positive agenda of the metropolis.
I wish to assure you of an open door administration, and therefore no one should hesitate to come to me with any idea or initiative he or she seeks to help propel the development of the municipality. Let us share our political and parochial interests and work together as a team with a common goal of getting our people out of poverty, which is our common enemy.
The Northern Regional Minister, Alhaji Sheni Alhassan Shaibu, on his part, appealed to residents, especially the youth, to cooperate and respect the leadership of the region.
Each and every one of us here has the shared responsibility to make sure fruition. Political inclinations, chieftaincy inclinations, societal inclinations, and the focus for today would be the development of the Tamale metropolis.
Honorable Suli got 40 yes votes, while 17 voted no, with 2 rejected votes out of the 59 votes casted. The nominee has secured 2 out of 3 required to be confirmed as mayor of the Tamale Metropolitan Assembly. However, the president's nominee for Yendi Municipality, Alhaji Yusuf Abubakari, who was rejected last week by the assembly members of the area, has been confirmed by 34 yes and 8 no votes. During his confirmation, journalists were not allowed to observe the process.
Thanks for staying with us. Now, over the week, the much-awaited Justin Kumson's committee's report has been released. And in the following reports, Isaac Otu walks us through what the findings and recommendations of the committee are.
So finally, the 3-member Justice Kumsi Committee, which was set up by the Minister for the Interior, Ambrose Derry, following a directive from the President to probe into circumstances that led to the disturbances in the on the 29th of June 2021, has come out with its 55 pages report. And key highlights of the findings of the report is that Ibrahim Muhammad, who is better known as Kaka, wasn't murdered or killed following his social media activism, and probably because of some family feud, and the committee was able to establish these facts following accounts given to it by witnesses that appeared before it during its probing. And two individuals who happen to be family members of the late Ibrahim Mohammed, better known as Kaka, one who happened to be a cousin to him and also the wife, gave conflicting accounts, hence weren't able to establish the fact that indeed the social media activist was killed following his social media activism. But some individuals who appeared before the committee, for instance, Sadia Fusaini, a co-tenant to Kaka's family, and also Munira to Al-Hassan, both gave an account that they saw the brother of this deceased we're talking about pulling him to the general bathroom of the house. And this account was supported by Aminu Mohammed, who is also a co-tenant. So this is what has been the key findings of the committee's reports. But the recommendation has been that the committee is recommending, among other things, adequate compensations being paid to the families of the two individuals who lost their lives during the Idra disturbances, and their names were given as Abdul Nasser Yusuf and also Mutala Shiraj Mohammed, and adequate compensations being paid to other three individuals who sustained severe injury following the disturbances in Nigeria. The committee is also recommending the transfer of the district police commander, DSP Philip Kojo Hammond, for what the committee describes as his incompetence in handling the situation, and also spoiled beyond repairs his relationship with the community. The committee is also recommended that at least once every year, officials of RECSEC, MUSIC, and the District Security Council in Edra, in the Ashanti region, should be given some training at the Ghana Armed Forces College in areas of crisis and riot management. The committee is also recommending the creation of sports and other recreational facilities in Nigeria under the Zongo Development Fund, so as to rechannel the energy of these youth into that. So the committee is also recommending the expansion of the police station in Nigeria and also an increase in personnel. We will keep an eye on this, and we are only hoping against hope that the recommendations would be implemented and wouldn't be one of those books to be kept on the shelves to gather dust. Isaac Otu reporting for Adoa News.
So now let's turn over from the findings of the Idra Committee to some health-related stories. The existence of the novel coronavirus pandemic, COVID-19, has subjected the duly acknowledgement of other diseases in the country. Typical of them is the HIV and AIDS. In a breakdown update on the National HIV and AIDS from the Ghana AIDS Commission, there has been a rise of 364,120 HIV patients in the country. Speaking with some concerned citizens of the country, they subjected that the level of poverty in the country has allowed some individuals to indulge in simple sexual activities.
The existence of the novel coronavirus pandemic, COVID-19, has subjected the duly acknowledgement of other diseases in the country. HIV and AIDS have been on its rise currently in the country. In 2019, it is subjected that about 342,307 people are living with HIV and AIDS. In 2021, it is also estimated that about 346,120 people are living with HIV and AIDS. What are Ghanaians or individuals not doing right? Let's find out from the public. For Adoa News, my name is Anfred.
The Ghana AIDS Commission, a supra-ministerial body, has currently in its fact-check report indicated that people living with HIV and know their status are currently 58% in the country. The report further indicated that 77 people with diagnosed HIV infection receive sustained antiretroviral therapy, and 68 people are receiving antiretroviral therapy have viral suppression. In its national HIV and AIDS response breakdown, the Commission indicated that currently 346,120 people are HIV patients. Out of the above figure, it says 228,439 are females, forming 66%, with 117,680 males are 34%. As compared to previous years, 342,207 people were estimated to have lived with HIV in 2019. Males 122,321, making 36%, with females 219,986, 64% in 2020. 347,000 people were living with HIV. Talking to some concerned citizens, majority iterated that poverty has lured many females to sleep with men for money, while others also opined that some females reject the idea of using condoms, insisting they got no arousal with the use of condoms.
In the world, Mados Chambema, Mados Chambema, baby war, as you say, on here power, on here one, a manu, Jomuhuma, Bema, Santi, I say, Obanyeska, Editi, and tea, Ontibanyeska, Omunwa Munya Juma, Omuna Mosa, Anti, Officer, Okoye, the Jamai, Anna. Odinu hu kwa kwa mabema ono officer ebia ebet ma generate daily income e de amano no so ndia be bone hu bra school system no wa ohia pa na wo Ghana ohia pa wo nti nko 40 mintanyeska mfo man koi school nti amankora no munam krom ha bebre mu yeyi mu kwa kwa shiwi ono mo che omo hu bi kwa ya shawo ena obi nkwa kwa wia saa de nyina ho a ahokire na wo Ghana ha ntina ya na nkola doso ho sa okay se na meti ha no o ka che se mi nko ye test no bia mesuru kakra because German doso e bia mafaha ena mi hu be bia mbenye disease no nti I say omo frame say me check e ade say mesuro pa because me pese me nko na say omo check me na omo see me positive and e be ha ma adwene na me brabo my brabo we say me brain tampe condom because obi wa officer use condom a Phyllis na obenya no one yent say or use raw because of that no if you say or use raw condoms na hu here to me hu here. But to others, they are but
it's management. And what I mean by health mismanagement is the awareness is no longer in place. And people decided to do things the way they want it. And thereby resulting all these infections. If you ask me, I would like more education to go into that. What people should do and what they should not do in order not to infect themselves. I think that is the only thing I can.
You also say that COVID-19 has overshadowed the education that they should give on HIV.
Currently, the system now is COVID-19. That's what is on board. Other sicknesses, we don't assuming that they are still in existence. So I think all of them should have been, every sector should have been put interest in educating people on what to do, not only COVID-19. So I think that's only my contribution.
It's coming from the Slay Queens.
The Slay Queens?
Yeah.
Why?
And now the Slay Queens, they are more.
Slay Queens are more?
Slay Queens are more.
Okay.
Than the church goers.
Okay.
And the Christians.
Okay.
And also coming from the sugar daddies and the sugar mommies.
The sugar daddies and the sugar mommies?
Yeah. Okay. And also from unemployment.
Unemployment.
Yeah.
How can unemployment causes the rise?
Because people doing the slay queens, the girls doing the slay queens, I don't think they have job doing.
Okay.
So they sell their body for cash.
Okay.
Now over to the world of business. The Bank of Ghana has said that it is working to phase out the 1 Ghana cedi and the 2 Ghana cedi notes from circulation. The governor of Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, said on Monday, September 27th, that the notes will ultimately be replaced by their coin versions, which were currently co-circulating. He said the decision was needed to improve the bank's cost of currency management. Here are some reactions from the general public, with Major disagreeing with Bank of Ghana.
Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, says in a press briefing that the central bank is ready to phase out the 1 and 2 Ghana cedi notes. What is the reason behind this initiative?
Both the 1 Ghana cedi note and the 2 Ghana cedi note would eventually be phased out because they are not cost effective in terms of the printing costs of notes that circulate very widely and they come back very torn and soiled and very difficult for currency processing machines to process them. We have bales and bales of 1 cedi notes which we are not even able to process. So the view in the longer term is to more or less, get out of the notes of 1 cedi and 2 cedi, and then use the 1 Ghana cedi coin and the 2 Ghana cedi coin.
On this edition of the Business News segment, I am on the high streets of Accra to seek some consent of some Ghanaians as to whether we can do away without these 2 notes, that is the 1 Ghana cedi and the 2 Ghana cedis in replacement with the coins in our daily business life.
Actually, because managing coins put in Ghana is very ethical. Probably 5 cedi coins. No deal is cano ne banye large or sheep paper fold the tunoga or pay one of the person. I've been a Canadian say, call about what Gamma Adoa party can it be was pre-Oscar. Ne 1 cedi, 2 cedi notes no gino what you saw equal oye 100 cedi or check 1 cedi 1 belt. Go spray more as ni if I the person appreciates. So 1 cedi, 2 cedi, a system.
Personally, I don't have a problem with it. I think it's a good initiative because we know that the 1 cedi and the 2 cedi coin is already in the system. Just that we don't normally see it, often, but it is there. It's just like the 1 cedi and the 2 cedi notes. I don't know the right word for it, whether it's not being respected or something like that. Because looking at when you have these 1 cedi or 2 cedi in your pocket, the respect for it is like very small, So you see people every day folding the money and then having it. Sometimes when you're about to wash your clothes, you see them some part of your pocket somewhere, either dirty or something like that. But when it comes to the 5 cedis and the 10 cedis and the other notes, people really take good care of it.
Ni kwense amoni ka dance ni me kwa me small kwense sa me small paper ka die paper ya me ko ni mini dan wanye ba wanye kwense me no hihie kwense afa wani kwense afa ni touch ni ho pure ta kwense ka fe ya chake ho ame ni mana paper keke mbaja no kemi ihe ni keke fo yo ya shika die paper onye kwense no te ja no mo o ahe ni ko kan hamon eba ka mini kwensi piolo ale lo ba dilele mami ya bi egbe ja no ko yo jila ja no dugba no na bo ni ja no bi ame yo ame ha Ewa paper na ba diele woni lo ke jano ya ke ni hemu pa gba wona afi o.
No one see the coin na. Almost money bus system ni mo no. Omo any paper ni na mo. Esan say entumi hadwen. Edibo ma nya de e be hadwen. Ha, say say bia e friend say omo twa sika na be ko say amount huge amount bi dia any enche dan hadwen. Some edibo ma nke be boa yen. Esan say one see the paper ni me one see the coin ni two see the coin no mo twa no krampo no. Me hu fa so be wo so. Also mo yi paper no mo free na coins be coins de ekura wa sika no ni ye. Esan so bi okra pop so yi fin sikam say coins no kura wa e ma sika dua na nkasa ehia on nti coins mum no so mo hwe no mo ifun na sa we ndie e na sa mo hwe no mtumi nyini am yenyi na mum.
You've heard of some Ghanaians agreeing with the Bank of Ghana, taking the right decision and replacing the notes with the coins. Some also really disagree. But as to whatever it is, we'll live to see whether we can do away without these two lower denomination notes. Reporting for Adoa Business News from the Accra High Street, my name is Nanya Makolison.
For more business news, do well to log on to our website on adoanewsonline.com/business. Now in the world of sport, Ghana's head coach Milovan Rajavac has named a 32-man provisional squad for next month's FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 qualifiers against Zimbabwe. The man, who was unveiled as Ghana's coach on Friday, September 24, 2021, is preparing for a second bout against the Warriors of Zimbabwe next month. The list includes Swindon Town FC goalkeeper Jojo Walcott, a 26-year-old shot stopper who has been given his first international call-up.
Black Stars head coach Milovan Rajavac has named 32 provisional man squad ahead of doubleheader against Zimbabwe in the World Cup qualifiers coming up next month. Asante Kotoko youngster Danlad Ibrahim makes a return to the squad, while Arsenal stalwart Thomas Partey, who missed the games against Ethiopia and South Africa, returns after recovering from an ankle injury that kept him out of action for the opening stage features St. Paul, Abdul Fattah Issaku Steadfast FC, forwards Andrew Ayew Kalmadin Sulemana Renis, Tariq Fosu Henry Brentford FC, Joel Fameye Yao Yeboah, Samuel Owusu Jordan Ayew Crystal Palace, Caleb Ekuban Genoa, Emmanuel Jesse Spezia.
My name is Cassandra Kujo. Do well to log on to our website www.adoatv online for more news. Do enjoy the rest of our programs.
Bye-bye.